Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we are going to talk about Return of Kaido to help the Straw Hats. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel. That way you will join our pirate crew and earn a devil fruit or master your favorite haki. It would also help our crew a lot if you leave your thumbs up on today's video, so together we can become Yonkos. Now, let's continue with today's video. Kaido has always been a pretty impressive character. Even after his downfall, he ended up ending his presence in One Piece's history, marking it in his own way. But could his return to the work be possible? At the very least, would there be a chance that Kaido could have joined the Straw Hats? Let's talk about all of that in today's video. Kaido of the Beasts, known as the strongest creature in the world, was the Governor General of the Beast Pirates and formerly one of the 4 emperors who ruled the New World, and was also the father of Yamato. Once a promising child soldier in the service of the Vodka Kingdom decades ago, Kaido was drafted against his will by the Marines, but managed to escape and begin a career in piracy. He was invited by Edward Newgate to join the legendary Rogers Pirates as an apprentice, where he met and befriended Charlotte Linlin. During the Godfelly incident, when the Rocks Pirates met their demise, Linlin provided Kaido with the rare mythical Zoan fruit, the Uo Uo no Mi, model Seiryu. He then formed his own crew and transformed it into a powerful military force, determined to challenge the world government. After being invited to the land of Wano by Kurozumi Higurashi, Kaido joined forces with the shogun of the land of Wano, Kurozumi Orochi, and occupied Onigashima as his base. After a failed attempt by Kozuki Oden and the 9 Red Sheaths to overthrow him, he continued to amass military power in the land of Wano for 20 years before deciding to dispose of Orochi and proceed with his plan for the new Onigashima project. The plan never came to fruition, however, as Onigashima was invaded by the Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance that same night, and the Beast Pirates were finally defeated. After Kaido's defeat at the hands of Luffy, the World Economy newspaper released a new list of 4 emperors, with Kaido no longer included among them. Following his defeat, Kaido is now referred to in Wano folklore as the Dragon King. Kaido was first referred to by Monkey D. Garp in the post-Enies Lobby's arc when he revealed the existence of the 4 emperors, and was then first directly mentioned by Gecko Moria in the Thriller Bark arc, with his status as one of the 4 emperors revealed after the Straw Hat Pirates defeated Moria. Thus, Kaido is the 3rd emperor mentioned by name and the last to debut. Before he debuted in person, his voice was heard in a flashback that Kozuki Momonosuke had when he first landed on Dressrosa. He was the main antagonist of the Wano Country arc and one of the central antagonists of the Wano Country saga. Kaido is a ruthless, aggressive, and confident warrior who never misses an opportunity to gain an advantage in war. He suffers from bouts of apathy and boredom, harboring a general sense of unconcern about most things, including the very nature of the world and the lives of himself and his subordinates. He maintains a moody disposition with little pleasure and excitement in his life and is constantly frowning most of the time. As such, he craves excitement and chaos, wanting to start the biggest war in the world because he felt it was too mundane. This was true even during his childhood as a soldier in the service of the Vodka Kingdom, with a young Kaido barely showing interest in anything but constant warfare. Kaido apparently always had problems with the world he lived in, particularly the people who ruled it, whose authority he did not respect due to his beliefs that one's true worth could only be measured on the battlefield. In the past, Kaido believed that he alone could change the world, supposedly in an attempt to emulate Joy Boy and his legend. However, Kaido admitted that his methods and overall goal turned out to be very different. Still, Kaido remains curious about Joy Boy and whether anyone else is capable of assuming his mantle. He also thinks that Joy Boy might be the only person capable of taking him down. After Luffy returned to Onigashima and showed his better control over his Haoshoku Haki, doing more damage to him, Kaido commented having fun fighting him, enough to resort to his Shuhon Hake style, considered by him an admission that he was taking Luffy seriously. Kaido, however, was devastated when Cypher Pole Zero's top agent intentionally sabotaged their duel, as it reminded him of how his fight with Kozuki Oden. Fortunately for Kaido, Luffy was able to recover after his Akuma no Mi awakened. During their next fight, Kaido continued to enjoy fighting Luffy due to him being one of the most challenging and interesting opponents he had ever faced. While he remained convinced that Luffy could not change the world, he was still curious what kind of world Luffy wanted to create. After Luffy won the confrontation, Kaido recalled an earlier conversation he had with King, where he stated that Joy Boy would be the one to defeat him, implying that in his final moments, who recognized that Luffy was Joy Boy after all, and that he had finally met his end. In another flashback, it is revealed that King even told Kaido that he believed he was Joy Boy, which even Kaido found surprising. The world Kaido was trying to make seemed contrary to what Joy Boy hoped to create. Although King believed that, as the man who freed him from captivity, Kaido was the closest to being the legendary figure. Looking at what is known about Joy Boy, it makes sense why King had such faith in his captain beyond just his life debt. Joy Boy must be someone who smiles even in the most difficult and trying situations, who liberates the masses and brings smiles to everyone, and who is ready to arrive in Wano at some point. As strange as it may sound, Kaido did this in his own twisted way. During most of the battles Kaido participated in, he was seen smiling like Joy Boy should. He smiled a lot during his fight with Luffy and even established a pirate crew that had a penchant for partying. He also freed King from the world government and essentially led his subordinates in such a way that they could get away with whatever they wanted, free of repercussions. This was especially true when he made the land of Wano his main territory. Even his goal of starting the greatest war the world has ever seen corresponds to his specific ideas of what freedom and equality are. Kaido is a strong believer in the survival of the fittest, and as such, he feels that only on a battlefield are all people fundamentally equal. For in that situation, no kind of social concept or hierarchy has merit, only personal strength. In his mind, war is the ultimate equalizer. Kaido also brought many smiles to people, though not in a healthy or heroic way. The attack on Onigashima proved that Kaido loves to make his people happy, and practically ensured that they got what they wanted in Wano, despite how the native inhabitants suffered as a result. Then there are the fruits of smile, artificial devil fruits that had a 10% chance of granting whoever ate them some sort of animal power, but a 90% chance of permanently forcing whoever ate them to smile and laugh uncontrollably for the rest of their lives. He and Orochi even gave them to the starving people of Wano as a cruel joke. In this way, Kaido fit the description of Joy Boy, although it seems that even he realized at one point that he wasn't really him. Kaido even comments to Luffy after one of his victories over him, "You couldn't possibly be Joy Boy," or it seems. Possibly implying that he hoped Luffy might be the person he wasn't. This could also explain why Kaido wanted so badly to end his own life, as his failure to meet the expectations of himself and King weighed deeply on him. As of now, Kaido is reported dead along with Big Mom. Both were depicted falling into a pool of lava and being caught in a volcanic explosion. Normally, this would mean that both characters were dead, although this is probably not the case. The fact that both bodies can clearly be seen floating in the lava and that both are known to have virtually impenetrable skin and bodies means that there is a chance that both survived. While Big Mom's goals will likely be the same as before, if that is the case, Kaido and his beast pirates are another story. Kaido seemed to have an obsession with Joy Boy. That may even be why Kaido ended up on such an evil path. After realizing he was not Joy Boy, he decided to go and conquer the one place he knew Joy Boy was meant to go, the land of Wano. He then became a villain, an anti-Joy Boy, so great that only the real Joy Boy could stand a chance of beating him. That may even be why, in the final moments of his battle with Luffy, he met his final attack head-on. Instead of maneuvering to land a decisive blow, he attacked straight on with his own final attack. If his ideology is that power makes right, then it was almost as if he was trying to prove himself wrong. He even asked Luffy's reasons for fighting, and when Luffy replied that he wanted to make everyone happy and well fed, it was apparently at that moment that Kaido was overpowered and ended up losing the duel. That said, it would be a pretty interesting twist if Kaido now followed the real Joy Boy when he returned. While it is unlikely that he will be the next member of the Straw Hat Pirates, it would be not too difficult to imagine him and the Beast Pirates as members of the Great Straw Hat Fleet. After all, some of the captains that make up the Grand Fleet were at one time enemies or rivals of Luffy. Kaido himself also seems like the kind of character who would make this offer. He has a tendency to offer strong opponents a place in his crew after defeating them. So in this case, he could do the opposite and ask to join Luffy in some way. If Luffy managed to gain anything from his fight besides a victory, it was Kaido's respect. At least some of the Beast Pirates are still alive, like King and Queen, with their current status as prisoners in Wano being highlighted earlier this year. It would not be surprising if series creator Eiichiro Oda brought them back somehow, although it is unlikely that the group will be led by anyone other than Kaido. Oda has stated that a great war is on the horizon, which is coincidentally what Kaido intended to create. While there is nothing to say that this theory is true, it is quite possible that Kaido and his team will return in some form. While some may expect Kaido to want revenge, given what has been shown so far, it is just as likely that Kaido will return to help Luffy, or as he sees it, Joy Boy. Only time will tell, and with One Piece supposedly ending soon, the answers may be revealed sooner rather than later. But what about you? Would you like to see Kaido team up with Luffy? Leave it in the comments. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all, as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.